What's up guys, this is Shukesh Banik once again, and today I'll be doing a quick speed test in between these two very interesting mid-range devices. On my right hand side I have the Samsung Galaxy J7 priced at 15,000 rupees, that is around $240, and the main attraction of this phone is the gigantic display and the super powerful processor and the graphics. On the other hand, I have the Motorola Moto G 3rd generation, that is the 2015 model, priced at 11,999 as well as 12,999, that is $190 and $205. I have the upper model here, and this video is actually a follow-up to the Moto G3 versus the Galaxy J5 speed test, and in that video you have seen that the Moto G3 beats black and blue this J5. The main reason I mentioned on that video is there is TouchWiz skin on the Samsung devices, which is very demanding. It's up around 700 MB of RAM. It's graphics intensive and feature packed. As a result, the interface is slightly laggy, sometimes takes some time to open apps and games. On the other hand, the Moto G 2015 here is running on stock Android. No customization has been done, that's why each and everything is buttery smooth. But today I have the Galaxy J7 with monstrous CPU and GPU, so let's see what happens in this speed test. One thing I should mention here, though the stock interface is usually very fast, it's not user optimized. That is, even if you want to clean all of your running applications, you have to swipe one by one. There is no auto brightness control on the notification center, settings are lengthy, and few applications are not user friendly. If you are coming from a customized interface, then you will find the stock interface slightly boring sometimes. Well, let's move on to the speed test, and first of all I will compare the CPU, GPU, RAM, etc. The Galaxy J7 I have here is basically the Exynos variant with 8-core Cortex A53 processor at 1.5 GHz clock speed, and it's actually comparable to a 30 or 40,000 rupees flagship. On the other hand, the Moto G3 packs a Cortex A53 quad-core 1.36 GHz processor, theoretically half the speed of the Galaxy J7. The GPU is Adreno 306 on the Moto G3, which is a mediocre GPU, and J7 boasts of Mali T720 graphics. Now there you get the RAM and storage info. You got 2 GB of RAM on the Moto G3 and smaller 1.5 GB of RAM on the Galaxy J7. But as you can see, the free RAM on the Moto G3 is 71%, more than 1.3 GB, whereas you got only 30% free RAM, that is 419 MB on the Galaxy J7. So this is the prime concern I have on this Galaxy J7. The heavy TouchWiz interface is to blame, of course. The storage on both the phones is 16 GB, so that's nice. The 8 GB storage on the J5 was a pain. Both the phones are running on latest 5.1.1 Lollipop, and the battery backup of both the phones are actually excellent. There you get the sensors, and as you can see, lots of important sensors are missing on the J7. Most importantly, there is no ambient light sensor, so no auto brightness control. Let's compare the Antutu benchmark results, and then I'll do the side-by-side speed test. Well, on this Antutu 5, as you can see, there is a huge difference in the result. You have got 23,766 on the Moto G3, whereas whopping 36,304 on the Galaxy J7, which is just unthinkable for a 15,000 rupees phone. The Nina Mark II graphics FPS is 55.9 on the Moto G3 and almost perfect 59.9 FPS on the Galaxy J7. Let's also compare the 3D Mark Gamers benchmark. Well, you can see the benchmark scores side by side. There is basically no comparison in between these two phones. This Galaxy J7 is the perfect gaming machine at only 15,000 rupees. If you are looking for a gaming phone, then definitely go for the Galaxy J7. The price is only 2,000 rupees, that is $30 more, and the spec sheet is just much better. All the other aspects like the display resolution, the cameras, etc. are almost same on both the phones except for the CPU and the GPU. Though I have slight concern about the low RAM, because after days of usage the Galaxy J7 might lag. but the gaming performance will not get hampered and the slight added lag will not be noticeable at all. So the J7 is the clear winner in the gaming or benchmark results. But the purpose of this very special video is to check the actual user experience, that is the time taken for opening apps and games. No matter what processing power these phones have, the end user experience largely depends on the interface, the way it handles the phone. So let's get started with the speed test, and first of all I'll do the boot test. Let's see whether the TouchWiz interface with more powerful processor can beat the stock interface. Well, the Galaxy J7 actually switched off much faster, so that's a good start. Now let's switch on these devices and check how much time these phones take. Well, once again Galaxy J7 booted faster and the Moto G3 is still booting with some nice graphics. Of course, this is a huge win for the Galaxy J7. There you go, the Moto G3 is ultimately ready. Now I'll open different applications, especially system apps you will mostly use in day-to-day life. Let's start with the dialer. Well, Galaxy J7 opened the dial pad much quicker, so this is another win for the J7. Next, let's try the contacts menu. Again, the J7 was almost instantaneous. Looks like Samsung did a great optimization of their TouchWiz interface. I'm really impressed by the swift and responsiveness of this Galaxy J7. Next, let's try the cameras. Well, this time the Moto G3 is quicker. The camera on the Galaxy J7 is feature packed. There are hundreds of features, hundreds of modes, so this might be the reason. Let's kill all the running applications and do this speed test once again. Yes, Moto G3 is the winner in the camera department, so if you need your camera as soon as possible, then the Moto G3 is the quicker phone at your service. Next, I'll check the browsing speed and I'll run the Chrome browser on both the phones. Well, again on the Moto G3 the browser opened faster. Let's load our site gadgetsportal.in. Well, this time J7 opened the site faster. Both are connected to the same Wi-Fi network, so I'll check the Wi-Fi speed as well. Let's quickly try the calendar apps. The S Planner on the J7 is significantly faster. Now let me also show you the game opening times, and I have here the Temple Run 2. Well, both seems very fast, but J7 loaded slightly quicker, I think. Yes, it's quicker and the difference is almost ignorable. In this context, I want to mention that I tried the super hardcore Nova 3 on the Moto G3 and also on the J7. G3 could not handle that high graphics game. The lagging was so much, the Nova 3 is not playable on the G3 at all, whereas the J7 can smoothly handle the Nova 3. You can check the channel for gaming reviews on both the phones. This Modern Combat 5 is actually loading on the Moto G3, so let's move on to the next test. As you have seen, our site loaded slightly faster on the J7, so I want to check the Wi-Fi reception of both the phones. Both Galaxy J7 and Moto G3 are single band devices, still no dual band support. It's good to see there is no difference in the Wi-Fi speed, so it's a draw. Kudos to J7 for loading our site faster. The multi-touch is up to 10 point on both the phones, and I wanted to show this because the Galaxy J5 had only 2 point multi-touch. So the J7 here is much superior to its younger brother J5, and the price difference is only 3000 rupees, that is 45 US dollars. So definitely get this J7, and in this speed test the J7 beats the Moto G3 beyond any doubt. Even with the heavy TouchWiz interface, this J7 is blazing fast. I am really very impressed. It has put the first stock Android interface on the Moto G3 to shame. I think Samsung has done a fantastic job by keeping the price of the J7 so low. There are other factors that are superior on the J7. For example, the viewing angles of the Super AMOLED display are much better than the IPS panel on the G3. J7's camera is also slightly better in some scenarios. I'll talk about all of these differences in a Moto G3 versus Galaxy J7 comparison review, so make sure you are subscribed, and you can check the channel for more videos on these devices. Check the description below for the buying links of these phones if you are from India. Thanks again for watching, keep in touch, and please don't forget to subscribe.